Hi there guys, how you doing? My name's Brad Hart and welcome to episode 3 of Let's Talk, the show where I talk to you guys about what exactly has been happening in the week. But most importantly, before we get stuck into things, pull up a chair, grab yourself a drink, and let's talk. Okay, so before I actually get into this too deep, I want to talk about a snake. Now, I'm not talking about the guy that backstabs you or goes behind you and steals your missus or your boyfriend or your dog. But I want to talk about the snake. The snake that's leaped at a gentleman in the reptilian zoo in California twice in a row while he was assisting actually withdrawing the eggs from the snake. Have a look at this clip.
Whoa. Oh my God. Come on. Whoa.
Now, this clip has gone insanely viral with over 1 million views in 24 hours. And it blows my mind, really, because it's literally a snake attacking a guy. Now, I know when you see this, what it starts making you think of, it starts making me think of the Conga, or it starts making me think of the Matrix lane, you know, where Neo gets shot and he's doing all this type of stuff. That's what I'm seeing in this. Let's just slow it down and have a look at the snake video again. I'm sure you can see what I mean there. He's doing some mad leaning, mad type of things. But what shocks me is the comfort he's still got with the snake. He keeps going back for more. He keeps going back to obviously assist the snake. It's his job, but I couldn't do it. Like, I love snakes and I've always wanted one, but I couldn't keep going back to a snake that's trying to kill me, which is nearly 6-7 times the length of me. Now, let's talk about how beautiful the snake is. Now, the only snake I've ever actually held is this one, and it's tiny, and it was my friend's back in high school. And I'm never actually going to probably hold a snake any bigger than that. That's probably my comfort level, and if I do get a pet snake, that's the biggest I'm going, because I'm not having that thing crawling around my bedroom. Correction, slithering. Now, we all know takeaways. We all love to get a takeaway. If it's a Cantonese, Chinese, Japanese, Indian, if we're getting a burger, if we're getting a doner kebab, we like to mix it up. But imagine this, you come out of your property and you see the takeaway driver eating your food. Okay, so take a look at this, guys. This is actually one of the Uber Eats drivers who's been caught eating noodles, soup and some fried snacks like spring rolls outside of the property that someone was collecting it off. Now, this blew my mind because it's actually not staged, and he's been since reprimanded, as soon as I'm aware, and actually disciplined quite effectively, as I can expect. And he's also been doing this for a while. But what makes it worse is the fact that he's not only just been eating it, he's also been storing some more for dinner later. Now, obviously, we're thinking COVID-19 pandemic, bacteria and things like this, but he's using his hands. He's getting his fingers in there, he's sticking them in, he's munching it, and then he's giving it to the customer, and the customer's not pleased. Of course, the customer's not pleased for a slightly different reason, because the customer's not aware that there are people, like there's a gentleman sticking his fingers in the chow mein. They're more concerned about the lack of food, but just imagine this as a hygiene thing. It's disgusting. And the fact he's sat on the corner of a street, come on, mate. Now, we spoke about snakes, and we've spoke about snakes, but not reptilian that steal our food. I now want to talk about another snake. Someone who slithered past the fight game and actually into the football game. Now, I don't know if that was kind of a weird way to transition into this, but hear me out. Khabib Nurmagomedov is now a professional footballer. Okay, so he's not only smashed and dominated majority of people in the UFC, and his last performance was outstanding, obviously, where he retired. We had the massive bout with Conor McGregor with the bus, and then Khabib jumping into the audience afterwards. But he's now signed as a professional footballer. Like, come on. Like, this is ridiculous. I understand that, you know, you love sport and you love grappling and you love staying energetic, but don't step into the domain of football. Like, I'm personally not a massive football fan, but I watched the Euros and I did think it was coming home. And I saw that the skill of the Italian players and the English players in that final match, minus this foul. But you've got to think about, if Khabib was on the pitch, it just wouldn't be plausible. I just don't see it happening. Here's a picture of Khabib actually signing the contract. But can you imagine Khabib being in football? Can you imagine him playing and seeing him on your TV after you've just seen him smash and dominate the UFC? We've also got to ask other questions, like how good is he at football? Has he been training his entire life while he's been smashing and doing wrestling? Or is this something he's just kind of randomly picked up and decided, this is where I'm going to go and I'm going to do it? Because he's at this status level where he can essentially choose what he wants to do. Now, we can see this in other elements. You know, we've had comedians that have gone into acting. We've just seen John Cena in Suicide Squad. We've seen, who was obviously a WWE wrestler. We've had Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson do the similar thing, but he's absolutely smashed it. We've seen Kevin Hart, the comedian, go into acting. But I think that's a bit of a smoother transition than a fighter going into a footballer. I just don't see it personally working or see it personally happening. And continuing, I know he's been signed, but how long is it going to last before he wants to get back into the fight game? Now, I understand today we've talked about quite a few contrasting topics and quite a few weird different things, from snakes to Khabib football into a guy sat on the corner of the street eating your takeaway. But I want you guys to comment down below what you think of these stories, what your opinions are on them, and what would you do if you caught your Uber Eats driver munching on your food? And lastly of all, guys, thank you very, very much for tuning into episode 3 of Let's Talk. I really am enjoying doing this series every single week and releasing video Wednesday every at 7 p.m. The consistency is fun, and just talking about topics that I've seen go viral is really interesting for me, and I hope you guys are liking it as well. Make sure down below you do comment about absolutely everything you've seen today and your opinions on these type of things. I want to know, trust me, I'm intrigued. But most importantly, give us a thumbs up, press subscribe, and also hit that bell notification right there so you get notified every single time I upload a video. There will be times where I'll sometimes upload a video more than once a week, but at the moment we are going for Wednesday 7 p.m. for any episode of Let's Talk. So have a great evening, good morning, or fantastic afternoon wherever you are in the world and whenever you are watching this, and thanks for watching. Have a good one.